How I feel? Relax. What I want?
I love the way she rock it. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, the shawty is the winner. You can tell that shawty's no beginner. She's confident. I love the way she move it.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Gotti here. We have another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about how the Washington Commanders could rebuild this team, and it could be a quick turnaround than what most of you guys think. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please help me get there as soon as possible. We're nearly at the halfway mark, so we can get there pretty soon, so help me get there. It'll be greatly appreciated. And also, you can now become a channel member if you would like. Join the Gotti Gang. That is down below in the comment section too. Now with that out the way, let's go ahead and get to today's video. So yesterday, I made a video titled "The Washington Commanders roster is in a bad spot, and the rebuild could take longer than what a lot of you guys may think." Now this is part 2 of that video, but this time we're going to be talking about how the rebuild can be shorter than what you guys think. First things first. In order for the Washington Commanders to have this rebuild turn around fast, you have to get a good GM in the door. Now, I made a video yesterday on the GMs that I think are going to be really good potential GMs for the Washington Commanders. And there were a lot that piqued my interest, whether it was the guy from San Francisco, Adam Peters, or if it was JoJo Woodruff from the Chargers. There were some guys on that list that really piqued my interest. So we got to get a good GM in this door, because if you want to turn this thing around quickly, you need somebody at the top that can get you draft picks, that can get you free agents, that could find a way to refine this team and put it in a positive direction. Because where it's at right now, we have no structure at the top, and the guy that we do have running the show, Ron Rivera, he was not that good putting his roster together. So we need to get a guy in here that's going to be able to bring in some star power. Because, I mean, the one thing Ron Rivera wanted to do when he came to Washington was not allow the roster to get old. Well, he did do that, but along with him not allowing the roster to get old, he shied away from getting talent. He shied away from bringing in superstars. And a lot of superstars are 28, 29, 30. But that don't mean that they can't play good, right? So it allowed him, when trying to keep the roster young, to not go get star power. We need star power on this team. Like, we are done being mediocre. If you want to turn this thing around now, if you want to continue to just be 7-10, 8-9, 8-1, and shoot, maybe even this year we don't even get the 8 wins. Maybe we get the 5. Right? If you want to stay in that range, bro, then by any means continue to do what you're doing. But if you want to turn this thing around quickly, especially the cap space that we're going to have, the Washington Commanders are going to have one of the most cap spaced teams in the NFL this offseason. If you want to turn this thing around quickly, you need to get somebody in this room, in this organization, that could run it from the top and get players in here, work out good contracts, get you some good draft capital, know what to do with the draft capital, because we're going to be in a good spot more likely than not to draft somebody special. So that's the first thing you need to do. Get the good GM in here. Next thing, you need to get a head coach. Now, if I'm if I'm the GM, or if I'm the owner and I'm doing interviews, how I'm conducting my interviews is based off of this. I'm telling the head coach, look, I believe in Sam Howell, and I think he's our franchise quarterback. How do you feel about him? And honestly speaking, depending on how they look at it, if they feel that they can't work with Sam Howell, I don't know if you're for me. Because unless you're telling me we're getting Caleb Williams, which we're not, there's no guy in this draft class that I'm willing to have over Sam Howell. Not Drake May, not Michael Penix, who I watched yesterday, and he was good, but he's not better than Sam Howell to me. Not Jay Daniels from LSU, and not any of these guys. These guys are not better than Sam Howell, in my opinion. So I would not want to have these guys over him. So unless the next head coach say, yeah, look, we're at 5, I want to trade up with the Biz, because they don't want Caleb Williams, and this is hypothetically, they don't want Caleb Williams, but we want Caleb Williams. So we're going to trade up to 5. Although I would not agree with it That's the only guy that I see could be better than Sam Howell. Other than that, I'm riding with Sam Howell, and that's what's the more likely situation is going to be. So I'm interviewing these head coaches, and I'm telling you, look, we're a package deal. We're coming here with the quarterback, and I'm going to be seeing what they come here and say. Like Bobby Sloak, are you going to be willing to work with Sam Howell? Ben Johnson, are you going to be willing to work with Sam Howell? Press Taylor, are you going to be willing to work with Sam Howell? Notice how I'm naming all offensive-minded head coaches because that's the direction that I think this team needs to go. So that's where I'm at. Find your next head coach that's going to be able to work with Sam Howell, unless you're saying we're going to be in position to get Caleb Williams, which we clearly aren't. Next thing, you need to get some protection for your quarterback. Already assuming that you have the quarterback, you need to get a left tackle, and you're going to be in a range to where you can get Joe Alt, or you can get the guy from Penn State, or maybe even someone else that we're not even talking about. You're going to be in position to get one of those guys, and that's what you need the most, honestly speaking. I know I be talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. If he's there, you got to get him, but honestly speaking, because he's not going to be there, you need to get a left tackle to protect Sam Howell's blind side. Charles Leno is older, and you can do way better than Charles Leno. So now you get a left tackle, you instantly upgrade that offensive line. The offensive line would then go first round left tackle. Still probably need to get a left guard unless you want to ride it back with Chris Paul, or maybe put Andrew Wiley at left guard. And then you re-sign Tyler Lawson. Maybe Ricky Stromberg is ready for him to take over that center position. Hopefully, because we spent him a third-round pick on him, hoping that he can be that guy. But if not, you still got Nick Gates. I don't know if you feel comfortable with putting Nick Gates at center. Clearly, you don't, because he's not playing right now. But you got him for 3 years, so he's not going anywhere. So he's gonna be here. So you could potentially use him as center, maybe left guard. And then after that, the right side for me, it would be Sam Cosmi. But then it would be a hole at right tackle if you don't use Andrew Wiley, right? You would then have to probably draft a right tackle, maybe hit free agency for a right tackle. Then after that, I think you should go out and get another receiver unless you resign Curtis Samuel. Because there's no guarantee that De'Ami Brown is here, but assuming that he has a minimum impact on his offense, his last year in this deal, he's going to be here in Washington for probably special teams. So you can still have Tur, you can have Jahan, you can have Curtis. Maybe if we do not finish maybe like 10 in the draft, or maybe we decide to trade back. Maybe you go get Rome Odunze from Washington, that big body receiver. I know a lot of y'all talk about needing a big body receiver. Maybe you get that big body receiver in Rome Odunze if you don't re-sign Curtis Samuel. See, me personally, I would love to have Curtis Samuel back, but he's not a necessary need. And I wouldn't mind having a big body receiver, right? So Rome would be that big body receiver. And a lot of y'all talk about T. Higgins. Shoot, I would love T. Higgins, but are we willing to dish out wide receiver one money to T. Higgins when you're already paying Terry McLaurin a lot of money? I personally, I wouldn't mind it. Like, cause I want Marvin Harrison too. So if I want Marvin Harrison, that should tell you that I'm willing to upgrade this wide receiver room, like a lot. Because I love Terry, I love Jahan, but I'm willing to. It's always room for improvement, and it's never too much star power. Look at the Eagles; they got 2 number 1 receivers. Look at the Bengals, who we're talking about, 2 number 1 receivers. It's never too much to have on the field for your quarterback. So I'm always willing to upgrade. So I would love to look at those guys. You know what I'm saying? TT or Marvin or Rome Odunze. Like, I would be willing to do that. But if you're in prime position to get a left tackle, because that is what's important, and there's not any good tackles in this free agent class, then that would be good. Other than that, I think offensively, I think we're good. It's all about the offensive coordinator. Like, really, it really is. So then after that, if you want to turn this team around, you got to turn the eye to the defense. And this is where, for me personally, this is where the problem lies, okay? You have a defense that has gotten rid of two of their better edge rushers. They got no coach. So now we got to go get a defensive coordinator. I don't know who's going to be out there that's going to be willing to take this job. I don't know. I haven't done my homework on potential defensive coordinator candidates. That'll be a separate video. But maybe you go ahead and bring in Dan Quinn as head coach. I know a lot of people feel as though he's going to be the head coach and then the head coach in next cycle. So maybe you bring him in and let him run the defense, right? But in my opinion, more so than anything else, you need to get talent on this defense. We have no talent for real, bro. Like, we have Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Cam Curl. right? As far as talent that we can identify as true starters. Everybody else is replaceable. Kendall Fuller too, but everybody else is replaceable after that. So we need to really focus on rebuilding this defense. That's why I'm like, look, man, as bad as we need a left tackle, could you trade back, pick up more draft capital, right? And then you have 2 first-round picks, because that second-round pick, appreciate that sub. I love getting subs while I do live videos. I love getting subs during the live videos. I don't even know if y'all heard the audio, but shout out to you for subscribing to the channel. So what I was talking about was, I don't know if we would decide to trade back. And maybe because that second round pick is going to be so early, that we could potentially pair that up and come back into the first round, and then maybe get 2 first round picks, edge rush in the later half of the first round, and then our first pick, maybe if a left tackle is going to be there. Like, it's so much that you can do when you're trying to rebuild this team. That's why I'm like, I know we want a left tackle, we want one of these game changers, but it's so much that you can do. You can trade back, you can recoup draft capital, and that's going to be the biggest thing, is that in order to rebuild this thing quickly, you need to have draft capital. However, if you want to kind of guarantee blue chip player, then you just stick at 5, 7, wherever you're going to be, and just take that blue chip player. And that's probably where I'm leaning more towards. I would much rather have a longer rebuild, but have guaranteed, almost guaranteed blue chip players, opposed to trading back and hoping that these guys could be some player that turn into elite. You know what I'm saying? You see where I'm trying to come from when I say that? I don't know. But that's where I just personally think, like, if you want to rebuild this thing quickly, you need to find a way to get, first of all, the best possible GM. He hires the head coach. Then after that, obviously he's going to bring in his own staff. But then after that, you need to find talent. And me personally, defensively is more important than anything else, because obviously left tackle is huge, but you can probably take that out in the draft. Free agency, later rounds of the draft, defense. We need defense. We need a defensive coordinator. So that's what I just have to say. It's a quick little video. If y'all want me to go deeper into like moves we can make, you know, this how much salary cap, this what we should do, this how much we should dish out to this person. Like, if y'all want to see me do that, let me know. I can do that for you. But this is just a quick, synopsis of what I think Washington should do if they want to turn this thing around quickly. Let me know what y'all think down below in the comment section. Again, shout out for the person that subscribed. I love getting subscriptions during live videos. It always catches me off guard. So thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed one. Be easy. Enjoy Saturday. And see y'all tomorrow for the live stream. Washington versus Dolphins. I know we probably going to get blown out, but we still going to be here thugging, man. Appreciate y'all for watching. Love each and every one of y'all. Peace.